This is exercise 4-1-2, depth queuing. Depth queuing is going to allow us to display different graphic options. So first of all, I open my depth queuing file from the book, and I'm going to open the south elevation sheet. There are 3 identical views showing in the south elevation. Depth queuing can only be applied in elevation views. So we're going to select the top view here. We're going to right click and we're going to say activate view. Alright, and now you'll notice that these are grayed out and this one kind of became bold. This is going to allow us to work on this view even though we're in this sheet view. We're going to select the graphic display options down here, and we are going to change the model display style to realistic. And we're going to enable, actually let's go to the whole options, realistic. We're going to click on show edges. We're going to enable smooth lines with anti-alias. And then we're going to set the silhouette to thin line. We're going to press apply to see those changes. Okay, so you can see how this is starting to already look different than the building below it. Under shadows, we're going to expand this and we're going to say cast shadows and show ambient shadows, and we're going to click apply. Now you can see there's even more depth to this building. You can really see what's in front and then what's sent to the back. And then we're going to say OK, and then we're going to right click and say deactivate view. Then we're going to select the middle view. We're going to right click and say activate view. And in this view, we're going to change the graphic display options and make them a little bit different. We're going to change the style to realistic. We're going to say show edges. We're going to enable the smooth lines. We're going to set the silhouettes to thin lines. And we're going to press apply. Alright, so we can see the differences already. Now under shadows, we're going to say enable cast shadows. And we're going to show ambient shadows, and we're going to say apply. Now we're going to take a look at depth queuing. So under depth queuing, we're going to say enable show depth, and we're going to set the near depth, which is over here, to 50. And we're going to press apply to see the changes. Okay, so you notice everything gets a little bit gray. We're going to say OK, and then we're going to deactivate that view. Alright, so it's kind of like a faded look. I'll just look at that real quick. I want to make sure that did the right thing in the depth queuing. Fade, yep, 50% to 100. Yep, that's right. Okay. Alright, deactivate the view. Sorry about that. Just wanted to double check. Now we're going to select the bottom view. We're going to activate the view. And we're going to select the graphic display options down here. And we're going to do some similar stuff. We're going to change this to shaded. And then we're going to have show edges, smooth. We're going to set the silhouettes to thin lines. And then we're going to say apply. Looking already very different. Under shadows, we're going to cast shadows and show ambient shadows. And then we're going to say apply and then say OK, and then we'll deactivate that view. So now you can see the differences between all 3 of these views. The realistic has a little bit more texture to the materials. This one's just adding color. And then you can see how the shadows are enhance the view to make it look like, you know, like this door is really set back from this door right here. I can see how this would be a very important feature as you start building projects in Revit.